I'm not doing this.
If you're hearing our voices, that means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared. I don't want to do this.
But you will. You will.
It was either that or the wicked left field. I think we're all aware of how fantasy football works. My other favorite quote from this movie.
Anyways, so here we are. We're back with part 2 of our scene-by-scene breakdown, because that's what I said just a minute ago, of Kissing Booth 3, TKB 3.
The Kissing Booth.
The Kissing Booth 3, wrapping up the trilogy of trilogies of all the trilogies in the world.
That's right.
Ever. We don't need any more trilogies. This is it. We're done.
Mm-hmm.
No more. All right, so we finished the flash mob. We got a bunch of questions if everyone's going to survive this movie. Hopefully not. We are back now. We're just going to get right to it. We're back. We're back at the beach house. Not the actual house, the actual beach house.
That's right. On the street from the house.
From the home that's also on the beach. Don't want to confuse things. So
exactly.
We got Noah painting.
What? No. Before that, there's an evening bit. He's sleeping. So remember when Elle said, "I'll be back in an hour" after the flash mob? Right. Because she thought it would be only take an hour.
Right.
Seems like it wasn't, because by the time she gets home,
lies yet again.
Yep. Noah is asleep, or at least pretending to be.
Or is he?
And so she grabs a pillow and goes to sleep on the couch.
As you should.
Yeah. So important to the story only in that, the fight is continuing from the first 2 movies.
Yes. The fight is continued. The battle continues.
It's still the same movie as the first 2.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah. So the next morning,
at this point, at this point, it's just like, okay, you guys don't work too well together. Call it a day.
Yeah, just end this for all of us. Cut the movie off right here.
Let's just break up and we're done. This isn't working.
About an hour in, so shut it all down.
It's taken us 3 movies to get here, and we're still not working it out. So we're terrible at communicating. All right, so we're cranking here. So beach house, Noah's painting because they're cleaning up, packing,
painting a doorway, a specific doorway that Lee is not stoked about.
It's got the old height markers. Did you do that when you were a kid? Did you have a height marker?
Oh yeah, I did.
I have one at my grandparents' house.
I did not have one that was marks on a doorway. It was I had an actual chart built into my wallpaper. There was a giraffe in my wallpaper in my room that we measured, me and my sister on. Yeah, it
was we had the door going down to the base of my grandparents' house had the markings, but it had my uncles, and then it had me, my sister. So it was pretty cool. Yeah, and it had all the ages. So you could see at different ages of the entire family kind of.
That's cool. Yeah. But what's the deal with measuring people? Why does it get you so excited when you're a kid?
It is.
What's up with that?
I don't know.
Boom. Yeah, sorry. Throw in some slap of the bass for that.
Yeah,
for me on that
Seinfeld.
And then so Noah's threatening though. He's like, no, you're gonna sleep at some point. I'll paint the shit out of this doorway. I promise you.
Yeah, it's happening.
Also, if you were Lee, why wouldn't you just take a picture? It's the same at that point.
You're not going to track your height now. Just take a photo and move on. Put it in a photo.
I started. It's the best thing I did when we were cleaning out my parents' house when they moved down south. Was I was this is my old scrapbook from when I was a kid. I was like, you know what? I'll just take a picture of all the pages and then I have it in digital and I don't care anymore. I'll throw this away. One less thing to have.
Right.
Take a picture. It'll last longer.
You'll feel better, right?
Mm-hmm. As long as Google doesn't go under anytime soon. Not a sponsor, but could be.
Right. So painting, blah, 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 blah.
We're on the next scene. Brad is missing. Brad's missing. He's gone.
Yes. This would have been a much better movie. If the movie just turned right now and became where is he? Searching for Brad.
Yep. Liam Neeson, friend of the pod.
Yeah. Taken 4. Yeah. Liam Neeson shows up and he's like, I was a soccer coach.
That's right.
Would have been a better movie.
Yep.
But that's not what happens.
But Linda got him.
Fucking Linda. Come on, Linda.
Sorry, I should have told you. That's my Linda voice.
That's pretty good. Didn't your dad text you? No, Linda, you snake. You sneaking in here trying to, be my mom.
Yeah, you've been wearing my dad for being incompetent.
Hey, you even wear my mom's clothes. That's weird.
Is that mom's perfume?
What is that?
You should have contacted me directly is the actual line, which is worse.
So she's having this back and forth with Linda, and meanwhile, Elle goes to the refrigerator, and it's been a while since we've called this out.
Carton drinking.
Carton fucking drinker.
If we didn't have enough reasons to hate Elle.
But it all makes sense now, right? It all makes
entitlement. The entitlement
to drinking milk straight from the carton as she's telling Linda off. It's just it's all starting to come together. Now you're starting to see all the other scenes from the movies. Like it all makes sense as to why she's so terrible.
Yeah, listeners know Elle Evans is the main antagonist of the Kissing Booth series, Noah's just trying to grow and develop as a character. The main character, Noah,
at a very slow pace, but yes, he's getting.
That's right.
He's gotten over his anger issues. He's been a better man, kind of, sort of.
This was there's so much growth in this movie. They show it. Yeah. He's matured. But yeah, drinking milk out of the carton like a sick fuck. And you know what? All you carton drinkers out there, you know what happens to you sometimes?
Yeah.
Spoiled. Oh, hope you like yogurt.
Hope
go to hell.
Because you're getting lumps of it in your fucking carton drinking days.
That's right.
I was pretty excited about this. We haven't had a carton drinker in a movie in a long time.
Ages, yeah. I was excited too.
Yeah. But it all makes sense now. It all tied. It all.
Shout out to all you carton drinkers out there, and by shout out I mean curse you, curse on your family, and yeah. Just get a glass. It's right there. Yeah. Fuck you. If you want to be on the podcast, send us an email about your carton drinking habits.
We want to help you. We want to help you get out of that situation.
That's right.
So just get a glass. All right. So then we're back at the restaurant. She's all stressed out. This is when we see her slip on a banana peel from her Mario Kart days. And then we get Marco shows up, right? And Elle is just breaking down. She's done.
You doing okay?
He's like, well, yeah, you drink from the carton. That's a problem.
Joey King.
Not really.
Been working on my Linda and my Joey King.
Hey, you're getting there. Maybe by the end you'll get it. And then we cut to a kind of a back and forth. Like we get Chloe and Noah on the beach talking, having BFF kind of heart to heart. And then we cut back between them and then Marco and Elle having a kind of a
chat. I ship Noah and Chloe, so I like to call them No Chloe.
No Chloe. I like that. I'm into that. Yeah.
And I do not ship Elle and Marco, but I like to call them Elko. Like it's an elk, but from the future.
Yeah.
Someday we'll call elks Elkos. Anyway.
So no Chloe and Elko. So Chloe pretty much lays it down for Noah. It's just like, hey, you stop being a dummy. Have you talked to her? Like, go talk to her. You know?
Like, oh, that's so hard. I'm so tired of talking to her. It's like basically what he says. And she's like, but like, you need to fight. And like, Chloe's projecting at this point.
Yeah.
You gotta fight for your relationship. Don't you love her?
Because her parents are on the tittering on the edge of disaster.
I believe.
I think that's what they call it. That's it.
Yep.
Tittering on it. That's probably why they're arguing. All right, so they're having a moment, and then this is, I think, the moment when Chloe's like, "Oh, here I am, a 23-year-old woman breaking down because my parents are about to get divorced."
Oh, yeah. I stopped listening.
I was just like, "Wait,"
it's really annoying.
Yeah,
they just don't want to try anymore to be in a relationship. I don't care about this.
Yeah, and then
you're barely a character in this movie. Like you were the second one. You go back to the second movie.
Yes, we don't get to carry you over.
Yeah. Yeah, like Marco, Chloe, like all of the ancillary characters, all like Tupham or whatever the stupid kid's name was.
Tuppin.
Tuppin.
Yeah.
Tuppin. Yeah.
A stupid name.
Yeah, get that kid back to the first movie. No one cares.
No one cares. He's on a phone
You're not
call.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone, stay in your lane, everyone. Stay in the movie that you belong in.
Right. Don't need you coming in this one, messing it all up. So long and the short here is we've got these two separate conversations, of relationships, and then they end up all hugging. Just to pair it off.
Everyone mutual hugging. Right.
And then as we get to know where Marco's
he's like, oh, don't worry, you've got I've got as much time as you need, baby.
Marco clearly is
talking.
Marco's clearly making a move here. He's moving in. Like it's pretty, I think it was pretty clear. He was like,
and then while they're hugging, kind of, is when Marco and Noah both look off wistfully, but separately.
And Marco's like, "Hey, I'll come by after your shift tonight," or something like that, right?
Right.
He sneaks that in there because that's important in 2 scenes from now.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's next scene.
Next scene.
So yeah, next scene we're restaurant night. So she's at night, she's closing things up. And we got a little mystery guest.
And someone burgles the restaurant.
Robs the place.
Right.
Shoots her in the leg.
Yep. It takes a turn and it turns into barely lethal.
Yep. And then that person we find out is actually the person that kidnapped Brad from earlier in the movie.
That's right. And then it's over. Then it ends. Right now. This scene is the climax. Yeah.
Yep, we're done. And we find out it was actually Chloe's dad.
Can you imagine if we did actually like a 17-minute episode? People are like, wow, how unlike you.
I mean, we could. We just end it right now and just be like, let's see if we get a spike.
And enough.
And I think I'm just done. I think we're done.
Nope. But instead, we get a little jukebox action, little Cyndi Lauper for that ass.
Yeah, time after time.
Great song. That song shreds.
Classic. It's Noah with a little rose being like,
that's right.
Can I have this?
Almost apologizes.
He broke into the restaurant after it was closed and put on the music and they dance.
I'm sorry you made me hurt you like that.
Not sure why the fire pit's still on in the background while they're dancing. Restaurant's closed, but hey, that's fine.
Yeah.
They're dancing, having a moment. Marco shows up.
Yeah. Not Marco Rubio, not to be confused with.
No. Marco shows up, or Polo. He shows up and he's like, sees him through the window and he's like, guess I'm not getting laid tonight. And he walks away. And then we go back to the beach house and it is sexy time between Noah and Elle.
Yeah. The most graphic scene in any of, I think, the series so far, right?
Fired up.
Like, whoa. These kids hopefully are 18.
Wowie, wow.
Wow.
And then we're flirting with around the halfway point of this movie.
Yeah.
Back at the beach house next day. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Elle and Lee, they're talking and he's mopey. Why is he mopey again?
Lee, in general, it's just like he's just got general mope about it.
Yeah, he's playing video games and
he's sad about the house more than anything because basically Elle's like, hey, don't mess up the room. I just cleaned that. He's like, why are you helping my parents get rid of the house? I love rich people things. And she's like, I'm not trying to do anything. Like, whatever. And he's like, well, what time do you want to leave for Berkeley next week? And she's like, ooh, yeah, me and Noah just had a whole thing and we just made up. And I feel like that's more important, right? So
it's like, fine. At the same time, meanwhile, upstairs, Noah's, kind of digging around. Not really. He's cleaning up or organizing. And he, like a dummy, just spills all of her shit on the floor out of her.
Right.
I was going to say briefcase, out of her fucking luggage case.
Box thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He just spills all of her stuff from him. He's like cleaning up and then guess what he finds?
What's that? A letter? A private letter?
A private letter that I shouldn't be reading because it's someone else's property.
That's a federal crime.
And he reads it, and it's an acceptance letter from Berkeley.
First of all, her name is Rochelle. Did we know that?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
I think in the first one.
Forgot.
Yeah, no, I think that came up in the first one. So listeners, go back and double fact check this. Yeah. But yeah.
Double whammy us on that one. But I was like, what?
Yeah, TKD1 came out in 2021, so go check it out.
Yeah, this this particular address does not exist. Also, Tice confirmed. 608 Laurel Canyon Boulevard.
Yeah, Laurel Canyon. That's like an area, isn't it?
There is a Laurel Canyon area, correct?
Is there a Laurel Canyon Boulevard?
There's not. There's a Laurel Canyon Street and like a Laurel Canyon Ave or something like that, but not
a boulevard. I mean, boulevards are big.
I mean, I live on a boulevard.
It's road.
It's a regular street. It's a 2-lane street.
It's a pretty. I mean, it's a pretty main drag though.
Yeah. Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Yeah. Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah. I've had a boulevard or two in my day.
Hollywood Boulevard. That's a big road.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So. I'm going by like Sim City rules. It's like road, street.
Yeah.
And then boulevard.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I guess I hadn't considered that. What about Court?
Avenue. Court is usually closed off, isn't it? That's usually like a
dead end of some kind?
Yeah. Kind of going into like a cul-de-sac or like yeah.
But you can also have drives that do that.
You could have a drive. Yeah. Do we have a lot of drives in New England? I feel like that's more of like a West Coast thing. Yeah.
Oh no, I grew up on Redcoat Drive.
Well, yeah, what am I talking about? My grandparents grew up on a drive in just talking roads.
I'm Jared.
And I'm Russ. Do you like roads?
Talking roads.
It's a really nice boulevard. I've seen a lot of
street signs. You ever stolen a street sign? Should
No,
I admit to crimes on the podcast?
No, that's illegal. So why would I do that?
Good point. Yeah, no, me neither. Sam.
Let me guess. Would you have a stop sign and like a?
No, oh God, you can't steal stop signs. That's a huge crime.
And then
that's a real crime.
And then what? You steal like a slow children sign and hang it over your bed, and you're like, get it?
Like
get it?
Names. Yeah, you want street names.
Oh, street. Oh no, that's not.
That's
a crime.
barely a crime, right?
Yeah, it's not.
Okay,
yeah, no one needs that.
Okay. Right. Thank you. That's what we thought at the time. We're not stealing stop signs. That's insane. Someone could die.
People, I mean, that was a big thing. Do you like roads?
You're from the 80s.
Yeah, no one needs signs back then.
Yeah, but you used to steal stop signs all over.
They're just suggestions anyways.
Stoop. Anyone know it's stoop? Sounds Swedish.
Stoop. Do you like roads? Well, you've come to the right podcast.
It's This Meets That.
Talking about roads meeting roads.
Gravel by gravel breakdown of every road in New England, specifically.
Yes. Oh, that's the road that meets the boulevard, right?
That's right. Yeah. We're all about those cross streets, baby. Give me a sweet intersection.
Or a couple roundabouts. A nice roundabout. A nice roundabout is a nice roundabout.
Man, a nice roundabout. There's a couple of nice roundabouts in Revere.
You call them roundabouts in Massachusetts. I think they're called traffic circles in Connecticut.
I call them rotary.
Rotary. Okay.
Growing up, I said rotary.
Yeah, I think we were traffic circles or rotaries in Connecticut. In Massachusetts, okay. I've heard, what was the last
roundabout
one?
Sounds like British.
Yeah. Well, we tried it.
Yeah. No, rotary is my thing. Traffic circle. That was the other one I think you were saying, right? Well, that's what you called them in Connecticut, traffic circles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, rotary for me.
Rotary?
Because we had Rotary clubs. Did you have Rotary clubs?
No. No, I don't think so.
I feel like that's like an old timey New England thing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, Rotary club. Oh, literally the job Rotary club is like decorate the interior of the Rotary. How do I maintain the land inside
the Rotary?
This 10 by 10. Yeah. Like they were like gardens in New Hampshire. It's like every Rotary had like a little garden in it or something like that. Rotary clubs did that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
that's the thing. Yeah, Rotary.
That's cool. That's nice. Cool, because it's like a no man's land there. It's kind of like the Bermuda Triangle, right? Like
who's taking care of it?
You shouldn't just be if you find yourself in the middle of a Rotary, you're just whoa,
shit out of luck.
Yeah, you are at the nexus of the universe. You're in another planet.
Who's taking care of it? Rotary Club.
I mean, we could just talk about roads and shit like that for the next 20 minutes and just say,
right. We should probably keep doing the episode. Huh?
Yeah, probably. Just goes to show you how roads are more interesting than the rest of this movie.
Yeah. Or it goes to show you how diverse our interests are on this spot. Like, Russ and I are not one-dimensional people. All you listeners out there that just know us from ITMT, we have multifaceted lives.
I'm in at least 3 dimensions, yeah.
I have several dimensions. That's right.
Sometimes a 4th. Space-time,
beyond
dimensions,
mostly beyond.
I don't like boulevards.
Okay,
I just gonna throw it out there.
Fascinating. All right, Russ taking a hardline stance. No boulevards.
Yeah. I was just thinking about it as we're talking about roads. I'm like, I don't know, boulevards are too much. All right, so we're at the water park now, right?
And it's Marco, and he's picking up the phone. Oh, who's this? It's Elle, and she's like, "Hey, sorry for last night." And he's like, "No, it's cool." And she's like, "Yeah, Noah and I made up."
She basically puts it on ice.
Yeah, but like, thanks for being a friend, and
thanks for being a friend.
No, yeah, That's you're thinking of the Golden Girls theme song, and it's kind of like that, but different.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh, that's thank you.
Yeah. We don't have the rights to that.
No, we don't.
Yeah, Betty White's dead, so I'm assuming it's public use now. And so then anyway, she thanks him for being there for her, and he's like, "Call me whenever you want, night or day." Marco goes, "Hey, I'm sad about this. Let me call my boy Tuppen."
Tuppen.
I was literally like, he said it like we know who that character is. I didn't know who it was until the end of the movie.
Sup, Tups?
Oh, Tuppen. Yeah, of course. The unnamed bully from the first one. Yeah. That I definitely remember from just now.
Good call. He's like, hey, bud, what are you doing for 4th of July? I'm like, they're not even halfway through the summer. Like, what?
I know.
I know. 4th of July, like a week has passed since they graduated.
It's criminal how long this movie is.
All right. So we're moving on. So then
to the 4th of July party.
Yeah, we're back at the beach house, which this is a family and friends beach party. Like the family is like Molly.
It's the 4th of July. You get everyone.
Yeah, I guess so. It's not much different. It's not much different from the kids' part. Well, because the kids were drinking with it. I mean, they're still drinking at this party too. The parents don't care. They're rich.
No, parents just don't understand. We've already established that. Rich people aren't people.
And then Marco shows up because Tups is like, dude, we're going to this fucking baller beach 4th of July beach party. Let's do it.
Well, right before that is when Noah confronts Chloe and is like, I found this acceptance letter from Berkeley. It's a whole thing. Oh, yeah. And Chloe's like, well, doesn't that just show you how much that she wants to be with you? And she's like, I guess. I don't know. Wait, what? It clearly shows that. In my opinion. And then there's another quick cut before that too of Lee and Rachel. Lee and Rachel, like, they're just like, how do we move the plot forward a little bit? Lee and Rachel are talking about going to a concert. She's like, oh, you got me tickets to this thing? That's when orientation is. And he's like, yeah, I figured we just skip orientation and hang out together because that seems good for us. And then,
it's a problem. All the men in this movie making decisions for the women.
That's exactly the theme. That's exactly right.
Right. That's so
specifically this one problematic family.
Yes. Yes, the Flynn brothers who are just
Molly Ringwald's brood here.
She's got all this sage advice for the women, but she has nothing for her boys, being like,
quit being a dick. And Marco's like, this is when Marco shows up and he's like, Tuppen made me. Sorry.
The Tups brought me here.
And I was like, no, that's cool. And Noah's like, I don't think that's cool.
So volleyball montage.
We're gonna get a montage.
What are we up to 10? Montage?
It's 20 montage.
Oh, we should shoot we should shoot a road montage of like different roads.
Yeah.
In New England.
It's boulevards and avenues.
Yeah.
So this is why you're making more work for yourself.
God damn it. So this is what all of our Italian listeners want. Oh, those are two. They are so funny when they talk about the roads.
Did you see that woman? She played a Mario.
Oh, that's a funny.
That's a pretty funny. She thinks she's a plumber.
You a laughing? I'm a laughing.
Yeah, women can't be plumbers.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah, Italians are very sexist. Yes. Sorry, Italians.
It's true.
Just assuming. Right. Let us know if you disagree. As a society.
Yes.
Yeah, we like to make big, sweeping statements.
Oh, yeah. You start big, you narrow it down, you get some feedback, you change it up. So for now, Mamma Mia.
Yeah, so sorry. So sorry.
All right, so volleyball montage. Oh my god. So yeah, they're playing fucking volleyball.
Yeah, just the men. Just the men.
No, the ladies are in there.
They're like on the side.
No, I thought there was I thought Elle was.
I think it's a separate. Yeah, I think she's more like support.
Anyways, they play volleyball for a bit.
Lee and Ashton are doing chest bumps.
Yeah. It's like, all right. Easy, bros.
Noah and Marco are like spiking at each other's faces.
Yeah, they're going at it, and then there's like a nice set, and then and Marco does this weird. He's like flexing his man boobs to Lee or to Noah, and I'm like, what is that move? Is that a move?
Yeah. I think
pecs. What do I call it? Man boobs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right.
Well, we're a science-based podcast, right?
Okay. Well,
everyone knows that.
Yeah, so Marco flexes his pectorals towards
all facts,
Noah.
Baby.
All facts.
Oops, all facts.
All right. So yeah, they have a showdown, and then there's a nice set slow-mo.
Yeah.
And Noah goes in and just power spikes this thing right into Marco's face. Boom.
It's awesome.
It's 1 point.
I was hoping you'd bleed.
I was hoping his nose would be broken. I'd be like, but nope.
Nice.
Takes right off the face. And then they afterwards, they have a chat and
confrontation because Marco walks up and says, "Nice shot, asshole."
Well, there's a little bit before that, but yes, at the end of it, kind of like, yeah, nice shot, and then sneaks in a little asshole. Yep. And then Noah is just a straight up dick.
No, I disagree. Marco called him an asshole, so I'm Team Noah again.
He's a total dick to Elle, though. He's just like, oh, we all know. Yeah. He's like yelling to everyone there.
Because
I guess
we do all know this.
We all do know this. Yeah,
it's not fair. Elle's she's playing both sides here. You know, I don't.
She really is. She is. You're right. She is.
I think Noah's got a justifiable position.
Either way, he's cranking off like an asshole. He seems like an asshole at least. And then Marco just socks him. Boom.
Yeah, which
I was kind of hoping they both had broken noses, but
unwarranted. And
then everyone's just like, Noah's going to go because Noah's a psycho, right?
Famously from the first two movies.
Yeah. I was waiting for him. I was like, just bring it back.
Famously from this movie, he's grown.
He's grown. Changed. He's a human being, and he's like
I'm not doing this.
I'm not doing this. He walks away, shift from the trailer. He gets on his motor scooter, and he's like, I'm out of here.
Motor scooter. It's a real motorcycle.
Yeah. Well, his motorbike, and he's like,
well, can we, not to slow us down more, but so they're all playing beach volleyball.
Yes.
Yeah. But they're all like in swim gear.
Yes.
And Noah storms off.
Mm-hmm.
It's shown that Elle chases after him.
Yes.
But the next cut, Noah's wearing
fully
a shirt,
clothed.
and she's
and she's clothed. Still in her.
She's wearing a bikini. Correct.
Yes. Yeah.
And like she rushed out after him. Did he just like magically put on clothes as he was running away?
Yeah.
Is that implied?
Yeah, I think when you're rich and you just walk through your own home, you can just be like,
someone dresses you.
Yeah, you're like, clothes, and a butler comes out. He's like, oh yes, of course, Jeeves, Jeeves clothes, and I was like, oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Are we wearing
just like Iron Man kind of?
Yeah. Are we wearing the worn-in Harley Davidson T-shirt today, sir?
Let's go with the Megadeth shirt instead.
Yeah, let's go with the Legend Lives. Please. Yes.
Yes.
The one that I bought that looks like it's worn in, I spent the extra $80 on it, so it looked like it was worn in by a homeless person. So I looked
Excellent choice, sir.
All right. So
impeccable taste.
Yeah. So then, yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, just wanted to call that out of bad transition. Another one.
So he scoots off. He's like, brr, 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 brr.
Yeah. Well, Noah's like, I asked you explicitly, can we not have that guy back in our lives because he fucked up everything the last time? And she's like, what? And he's like, all right, smell you. And
yeah,
that's what drives off.
I'm out.
She's crying. She goes back upstairs, or she's about to, but Marco comes in then.
Oh, God. No one said polo, dude. Get the fuck out of here, man.
I'm so sorry that Noah acted like that. Is basically what he says.
Pretty much.
And I was like, go. And he's like, no, but like, Noah's not right for you. But he is right that I still love you. And she's like, what?
Twisties.
And it's a whole thing. She screams him to leave. And Lee, meanwhile, is like sneaky secret listening from the couch, which does not play a role in anything later. Like, we didn't have to show that. Again, shave off 10 seconds. Every second counts.
Every second.
Shave them off. Just cut that.
Cut that. All right, so then we're back at the beach house, nighttime.
At first, I was like, "Oh, is it like game night with Dad?" And then I realized, "Oh no, this is the continuation of the 4th of July party." Like, people kept partying after that.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you're rich, you just keep partying, right?
Yeah. After some guy decks another guy in your backyard, you're like, "Let's get our drink on."
Yeah, by the way, we're all the adults here. Like,
yeah, America. They were like watching. They were like, "Oh my God."
They're like, they're having like their higher turn. Like, I bet that kid smacks that kid.
Yeah.
How much money do you want to put on this?
$50. Yeah. $50 says that kid gets that kid in the face.
Do you think one of them's gonna kill? I hope so. Yeah, so
we'll take that action.
I love rich families playing Monopoly. That's great. Yep. That's good.
Yeah, which I hated this too because Elle's being pouty and sad at this point, and Linda is like trying to help. Linda, the real victim in this movie, and Elle's taking it out on her. Yeah, she picks the dog.
Linda picks the dog.
Sorry,
yeah.
But Elle always gets the dog.
I wonder why. Probably because it was her mom's piece when she, I wonder.
It's very frustrating. And Linda's like, okay, have it then. And she's like, no, I don't care about anything. I don't care what you want. I don't care what Linda wants. She's like, you don't belong here no matter how hard you try. And I was like, what a
how old are you?
Line.
Well, how old are you too?
Yes.
I could not imagine being 18 years old on my way to college and having this little fit in front of like,
I just had sex with Jacob Elordi not 24 hours ago, and now I'm acting like a child.
Like, what is going on?
Gross.
Also, Dad, you got to step up and be like, "Kid, shut the fuck up, get out of here."
Well, and he's like
he does have his moment.
I think he was stunned because of the baffling dialogue.
Yeah,
he was like, line.
Who
I must say something there, right?
I have to say.
My character has to say something, and they're like, no.
I am the dad here, right? I should say something.
Yeah. That seems uncomfortable if I don't. Yeah.
No.
Mine.
So Elle's basically a total asshole to Linda, and and then she storms off because that's what we do, right? We yell at someone, we have terrible communication, and we storm off, right? And then Dad comes out. And then Dad comes out, and they have and Dad just kind of lays it down. He lays on the law. He's just like, she's complaining, and he's like,
yeah.
He's like, no, stop, you
really
selfish.
Think you're the only one who needs love.
It's been 6.
What a weird thing to say.
It is kind of weird, but he's like, yeah, she's 18. What love is? Like, get the fuck out of here. It's been 6 years since your mom died.
I've sacrificed everything for you and your brother.
Yes.
And she's like, but me.
And he's like, nah. And he's like, I am so disappointed you right. Oh,
I can't express how disappointed I am in you right now.
That's parenting gold right there.
Yeah. I'm not mad. Just inexpressibly disappointed.
Like, there are no words for how disappointed.
Yeah, I hate you.
Disappointing is not even the right word.
Yeah, exactly.
So good. Next day.
And then it's like, it just ends the scene, right? Like, yeah, and next day.
Next day. Back at the beach house, because where else you go, right?
Yeah, and it's like a very Charlie Brown. Elle's like taking out the trash, and the bag breaks. You're like, wah, wah, wah.
Like, where'd you get this trash bag from? Who did
I think this is one of my other favorite lines in the movie. When Lee comes over to help, and he's like, Molly Ringwald always told me there's 2 things in life worth spending a little extra on: quality trash bags and bacon. What is the scene? So stupid. Cut that. Cut the whole scene. Cut the whole thing. I'm done.
We don't need it. Yeah. So Lee kind of cheers her up a bit, right? And then they've got.
He's like, don't worry, Noah will come back someday, and your dad will forgive you. Probably, he's your dad.
Oh my god! And then they make kind of arcade plans for later. You know what's funny is thinking about this movie now. Like, Noah and Lee are brothers, and I don't think they interact with each. There's one scene I think where they actually interact, like with a brother to brother moment. It's just like, yeah, I know. It's like this entire movie, they're not even like, and it's not like they show
like enemies.
Like, yeah, it's like they're brothers.
They have conflicting priorities the whole movie, of course. Yeah, it's very frustrating. So then
I have no idea where we are at this. Like, I actually didn't know. Oh, there's like
we're at work. Yeah, briefly.
It's very short, right? And like she's, Lee, she does some voiceover, right? More voiceover. I don't know. Whatever. She's like, oh, I wonder where Noah is. Basically, that's just this little inner.
That's the premise.
It's like a 1 second scene of like, I wonder where he is.
And then she's like, I know. Cut to
Hollywood.
He's been at the Hollywood sign the whole time, apparently.
Yeah,
because it seems like that's the other thing that I'm a little confused about is the timeline of this movie. Like, it's 3 months. I know the whole movie is about 3 months long.
It's supposed to be the summer, right? Yeah.
But like, because it's 3 whole months, they skip days and weeks at a time. It seems like.
Yeah,
which is great because I don't want that. I don't want a longer movie. However,
but it doesn't make sense based on the state of the relationships over that time, right?
And so, like in this particular case, it seems like it's been a couple days. Like they're making it seem like Noah's been missing for a bit.
Yeah, but he's just at the Hollywood sign hanging out, and that's actually the first movie. Isn't that where they first did it? Sexy time.
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah,
and she's like, hey, you're right about Marco the whole time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm under so much pressure, which like you've created. You have a Google Calendar. Just fucking put your shit in a calendar. This whole thing is solved. This whole thing is solved by a calendar. And then and he's just having kind of a whiny emo moment. He's just kind of like, I don't think this. He's like basically breaking up with her, right?
Right.
And
exactly.
Then he's like, if you,
what if we've been trying so hard this whole time? What if we just keep trying and it doesn't work out? And she's like, isn't that just the premise? What if we just keep trying and who knows how it'll go? Yeah.
And he drops the old, if you decide to go to Boston, it won't be with me.
Oh, shots fired.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah. And then she brings up a valid point of, it seems like he's trying to decide for her what her life will be and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
The whole theme of the movie kind of thing. And she's like, apparently sometimes loving each other just isn't enough.
Yeah.
And they both kind of agree reluctantly. She's obviously less happy about it than he is, that they should split up. And then there's a brief crying montage as she runs off to the car.
And then as she gets in the car and she checks her phone, she realizes she's yet again fucked up.
Yeah. Late for the arcade. And so she gets there and surprise, surprise, DDM is gone. For shame.
Yep.
Cut to the pier. This is the scene that she's like super stoned in, right?
Yep. She finds Lee. She apologizes, but it's
violently stoned.
He's
violently high.
Yeah, and he's super dramatic about it. And she's like, "It's just a game," now being defensive. And he's like, "It's not just a game. He's like, it's our friendship. It's about our friendship.
It's about fighting for me, fighting for us. You never mattered. Like I never mattered to you." And she's like, You're acting like you're 5 right now. You've had everything handed to you your whole life, you idiot rich kid. And then she's like, and I've been doing everything for everyone this whole movie. And it just shows that I care too much. New rule, all our rules are canceled. Okay.
Done. So she had the chance to change the rules and then she just did. The new rule is that there are no rules.
No.
So that means even that rule that she just made doesn't exist.
I'm no mathemologist, but doesn't add up. All right. Back at the ranch.
No, it's another mini montage, I think, right? Isn't there like a sad Elle mini montage where she gets doesn't she get like a voice? All right, first of all, she gets a text from Marco, voice text from Marco.
Yeah, and I thought she was home when she got that voice message. Yeah.
No, she was in a car or whatever. And I was like, is that what the kids are doing these days? Are they sending voice text? No, they're
not generally, yeah.
I'm going to send you a voice text message.
Don't do that. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to listen to that.
What a waste of
deleted
megabytes. What a waste of data,
Yeah, I have to turn my volume on my phone. Not interested.
Then you have to like turn it up loud enough so you can hear it, but you're gonna be in public, you won't have your headphones on, and I'll be like, "Hey Chad, what are you doing right now?"
It's just my idiot friend.
Yep. And then she sees Linda hanging with a family with Brad and Dad. And she cries. Then she runs the gazebo and she cries there.
Where they used to kiss in the rain. Right.
Yep. And the creepy groundskeeper's not there, but he's probably there. He's probably like,
who I wish was Mike O'Malley.
Yep. He's like, oh man.
Do you have it?
And then guess where we are the next day?
Guts
beach house. I didn't like this. So Chloe shows up because she's staying there, right?
No, I don't know. It seemed maybe, or she might still be staying on the yacht. I don't know. Hard to say.
I'm picking yacht.
I think she's on the yacht.
Yeah, but she shows up. She's there, and she gives Elle a chat and have a blah blah blah.
Sorry about Noah.
She's basically just it's all timing. Yeah, sorry about knowing whatever, and then. And then we got Elle playing some video games to kind of, right?
Well, yeah, Chloe's basically like, maybe the timing isn't right. And that's when you get the line from the trailer, like, for whatever it's worth, I want you to know you're an absolutely brilliant woman. And I was like, this is undeserved based on what's happened in the movie so far. Like, I'm so bored. I'm so bored.
I don't. So, but she is playing. Yes. But she is playing video games. She's actually playing a legit video game. It's Ori and the wisps of whatever. Ori.
I'm not familiar. Yeah. Is it good?
It's actually a really good game.
Not a sponsor, but could be. So Molly Ringwald shows up then.
Yeah, and this is when she breaks the news that they're going to tear down the house for condos.
I need to talk to an environmental lawyer today anyway, but yeah, they're demolishing the house.
Why do you need to talk? Just sell the fucking... All you're doing is selling the place. Just sell the place.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, and but then meanwhile, she gives the best advice anyone's given in the whole movie, which is basically like...
all three movies.
Take care of yourself. And like, what do you really want to... Like, what do you want to study at college? She's like, oh, I don't know. I just figured I'd figure it out as we went. Yeah,
she's literally been... the three movies, she's literally been talking more about where she's going to go and not what she wants to do.
Exactly. And kind of closes her advice column here with good advice for all of us. Now you just have to figure out what you're passionate about. Oh, he's that. I hadn't thought of that. Oh.
Yeah. So that's two things. One, that is good advice of like, figure out what you want. Two, you can't just figure that out when you're 18. You have to experience life. Go travel around. Here's some ITMT. I think deep philosophy here. Go travel around. Go see the world.
Yeah. Work at another restaurant in a different city.
Different city. Move to another city. Then you'll find your passion. That's right. Try all of the things.
Work at a restaurant in every city.
Every city. Try the entire platter, and then you'll figure out what you're passionate about. Mm-hmm. And you may never find it.
Yeah. Yeah. You might just not be a person who has passion.
Yes. You may just be a drone alcoholic, and that's it.
Go fuck yourself. Take part in life every day like the rest of us.
That's it. Just keep feeding the tax machine. That's all you really need to do.
That's right. The man.
Oh boy, this went dark real quick. Did we I'm not going to go back. All right. So there's no going back. There's no going back. Once we get past.
There's a brief Rachel bit. Is that what you're trying to get at?
Well, yeah, but then there was more, I think, from Chloe, but no, we don't. We don't need to go there. So
that's fine.
So Molly Ringwald gives some really good sage advice, but then at the same time, like, yeah. All right. So
we cut to Lee. Lee and Rachel shows up and is like, oh, what a cool house you're designing right now, architecting stuff, which apparently he's passionate about.
A couple questions. One, where are we? Two,
we're at the beach house.
I don't think we are. See, no, I don't think
no way to know.
I don't know. I think we're at the regular Flynn house, which is also a beach house. And he's in his room drawing, and Rachel comes up and she's like, oh, he's like, oh, check out this cool idea. I'm like, I don't know what the idea was. It was just
a house square.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, you just drew your own house. It's like blocks. It's like a modern architecture. Sick boxes, bro. He stacked them.
Go play Minecraft.
Was he a big artist? He was in the first one. I think they played up on that, on him being an artist, and it just kind of
they talk about him wanting to be an architect, I think, at some point in the first couple, but it's you're right. It's like doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't matter to the plot. Cut it.
No, yeah. Long and short though, Rachel breaks up with him, right?
Yeah, she's like, we need to talk. And
also doesn't matter.
Yeah, basically, she's like, did you know that Noah broke up with Elle? That made me think about breaking up with you. Greatly. She's like, it seems really hard what they're doing, and I'm not interested in doing that much work right now. And he's like, okay, well, what? She's like, and if we're meant to be together, we'll find each other someday, which is like, let me go date a few other guys, and like, if you're as good as it gets, which let's hope to God it's not true, I'll find you. But don't call me, I'll call you.
Yeah. Well, she did overhear the Chloe. That's what it was, right? She overheard I think.
And then they both say I love you and leave. So then Elle goes back to the poorhouse with Daddy. Half hour left in the movie.
I was this is like why?
So we're like an hour and 15 in or so.
She apologizes to Dad. Dad's drunk though. He's just like whatever.
Yeah,
and then
this is when I was prognosticating what I wish I had said in the trailer. I was like, wait a second, do you think, because this is the Kissing Booth 3 and they haven't yet, do you think they're gonna do a kissing booth to raise money to save the beach house?
And it brings them all back together, and then they have a kissing booth moment,
like in 80s movie, like we got to save the ski lodge on the mountain, kind of, right,
dude. That's a
thank you, way better movie.
Way better. Like
I was like, there's a half an hour left. They could totally pull that off.
Absolutely better. Oh my god, that's it.
Thank you. And then Thais took it a level further, and she was like, oh, and then through that process, speaking of trying to figure out her passion, she figures out that she actually wants to be like an event planner. And I said, or professional kisser.
I don't know if that's I don't know. I mean, you get paid for that. Yeah, no, you get paid for that.
It's sex work, I guess. And then, but either way, it didn't go that way. This is what I was like. Oh, at this point, I was like, I got hopeful again.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Kissing Booth 3. Of course, there'll be a kissing booth where they need to raise money to save the house. It's a classic
save the beach house.
Yes, save the beach house.
You're 100% right.
It doesn't go that way, listeners. I'm sorry, spoiling it for you now.
Yeah,
my brilliance.
I'm actually distraught and sad that it didn't go that way. Right? That's such a good. Yeah,
it's way better.
It's such like a Molly Ringwald 80s creep.
Yes. Thank you. We can write that script. We'll do that for the remastered version.
Which is going to be 6 hours long.
We'll just feed a bunch of edibles to Joey King and be like, all right, get real weird. Get real weird with it.
We got a great idea here. Trust us.
Yeah. It's gonna involve a kissing booth. Again.
Actually.
Yeah. But actually.
All right. So she apologizes to Dad. Dad's like, whatever, I'm drunk. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's portray him that way. Listeners aren't watching this movie.
Yeah, fuck that. So he's drunk.
Like, I'm not disappointed in you.
You got another beer?
We all make mistakes, man. It's what you do after that shows who you are.
So she's doing the rounds. She does this every movie. It's the same thing. Didn't she do like a round of apologies in the last movie too?
Yes, there was an apology montage. Well,
more montages in the movie. Right? We're in Linda's house now, and she's gonna go to apologize to Linda, and she's like, "Hey, doggy piece was important because it was my mom's," which we know, we figured that out. And then Linda's like, "Hey, that's cool. We're cool. Hey, I still have some awesome stories about your mom."
She's like, "Don't worry. I would never dream of replacing your mom, but while I'm trying to replace your mom, let me tell you about it."
I'll tell you right now, I'm already better because you know why? I'm alive. Oh, that's a little dark, but
yeah, look who's still here for you. I didn't get cancer.
I remember the first movie, like the first opening montage was like her mom dying from cancer, and was like squished between her going to an arcade with Lee and then be like, and then mom died. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Well, first we went to an arcade, then we went skydiving, then we went to the thing, then mom died. Then wait.
Whoa.
Wait, what was that?
Back this train up.
Yeah, got a big leg up on your mom at this point, right?
Whomst amongst us is still alive.
Yeah. How much do you prefer your mentor to be among the living? Okay, well, maybe think about it.
Guess who's showing up to your graduation, and guess who's not? It's fucked up, but it's true. So we after those apologies happened. So by the way, Linda kept saying like, "Oh, I have all these stories about your mom," and we never get to that. Linda's gone. Linda's done. We're done. Linda,
don't see care.
Yeah. So now we got another montage number 12, I think 13, 14, maybe we're up to.
Pretty much,
yeah. Well, a lot of
right before that, she explains how she doesn't want to reach out to Noah because it would mean saying goodbye. She's not ready to say goodbye, which they've tried to make important. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
Who cares? All right. So yes.
Then we get the montage of sadness. where we get Drone Guy. This is when we finally get introduced to Drone Guy, who is making her a weird napkin shape thing.
At the restaurant.
Oh, he was a coworker the whole time. Weird.
It's him that kidnapped Brad. The drone.
Yep.
There's smiles. There's more video games at the beach house. And I was like, why is she here and where is everyone else?
Yep.
Because everyone was staying at the beach house.
Yeah, but while she's playing that game, she gets an idea. Light bulb goes off, and she Googles something on her MacBook because product placement.
Oh, yeah. What did she Google? I forgot.
They don't show you.
Oh.
It's she Googling like
Fantasy
video
sports.
game design college. But they don't show you. So that's when this is one of the more, there's like a few of these like really frustrating moments that like the in-movie logic really breaks down. This is one of them. So Lee drives up in his car,
beep, beep,
specifically to paint the doorway where they were measuring people.
Close out that little thread between the brothers.
But the house is going to get demolished. We've established.
Molly didn't, I don't think, well, she only told Elle that we know of, and Elle would have been like,
I get, no, there's no, I mean, yes, we only saw her tell Elle on screen, but like, come on. There's no, like, everyone knows that the house is getting demolished at this point, right?
Well,
logically,
no, because we know they're all terrible communicators. So Elle was probably like, ugh, I'm so sad.
You're right.
But then it comes back to like why your idea is a fantastic idea, because then she could have gone to the two of them, regroup, and then everyone would have come back, pulled back together to raise money to save the beach house.
Let's buy the beach house from your parents,
right? And then have something for ourselves.
They will become a party house. Right.
Skip college, become real estate moguls, because that's where it's at. Own real estate.
That's right. That's right.
Land is the future.
Yeah, do as we say, not as we do.
That's right. We better own shit. All right, so and I can't because that's the way the world works.
No one can, right?
Yeah, no one can unless you're
not these days.
Unless you're the Flynn family, where you have literally two places, and one you're going to get rid of could have gotten rid of for millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars. Classic Flinleys.
Sad montage. I don't know where everyone is. Lee paints over the height markers. More voiceover about stupid shit. I don't know. You can talk about it if you want, but.
It's just like the summer's gone, and they're like, "Oh, we broke up," and all that stuff. Because this is, they're talking about starting a new adventure. Okay, this is the next scene.
Yeah, I know we're moving on. So now I didn't know where we are. Now I guess we're at a beach restaurant or something, and it's like a high school reunion / goodbye thing, because like all the kids from high school are here, right?
Yep, it does seem that way.
Marco shows up. They have a chat, and he's like, he's made a decision. He's like, I'm heading to New York to be a musician.
Taking a gap year. Okay, Mark. Yeah, good luck making it as a musician in New York. Marco.
Yeah. Wow. That's my first. I was like, yeah, good luck, kid.
Yeah, call me when you're hanging out with Naked Cowboy doing weird Trump stuff, like a fucking idiot. Hate to see it.
Yeah,
that's my new moonshot. You were my old moonshot. Moonshot. I like to say moonshot.
Beach house. Mm-hmm. And they say goodbye, and then that's it. See ya.
Yeah, goodbye, Elle Evans. Goodbye, MVP. Weird.
And then we get goodbye
from the trailer.
Yeah.
Some people pass through our lives. Some people stick in our lives, and some people are not in our lives. But like, everyone's in our lives in some lives.
Yeah, it's just goodbye montage music, and then they go through this.
But I love the quick high school girls departure here, and they're like, yeah, like cheers to Ellen, and she's like, no, my name's still not Ellen. Goddamn. Love it.
Smacks Tupping on the ass is from the trailer. Call back to the first movie there, and they have a little moment. It's all good. Smacking people in the ass, that's not
harassment.
Yes.
Sexual assault.
Elle says goodbye to Rachel.
Basically, she loves everyone is kind of the core of it, and then Lee shows up.
Sappy fucking like, Lee.
What? Yeah. But he then walks away.
Yes.
And then they both meet up later on the pier wistfully. This is the scene I think I was talking about earlier when she's apparently violently high.
Yeah. Yes. And she basically learned her lesson, which she explains to us. She's like, I learned that I had to hurt the both of you so much that I figured out how to be a human or something like that, basically, right?
Yeah, it's really stupid and frustrating. All of the dialogue at this point is like very makes Elle look like a bad person.
And she's, I just got to figure out who I am on my own, and more apologies. Didn't mean it, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you did.
She's basically like, sorry, this summer wasn't the most memorable ever. And he's like, well, maybe it was.
What?
And then he ends it with, you think you know where you want to go? And she goes, I think so. And it's USC, which is like where her mom went or something. Or no, did her mom go to Berkeley?
No, yeah. Her and Molly Ringwald. I think they went to Berkeley. I think that's why they did the...
That's that whole premise. Got it. Okay. Well, it's USC.
And she meets an admissions lady who do we know her from somewhere? Was she from like the first movie? Because she's like, oh, I saw you dance or whatever.
Movie.
Second movie?
Because she goes, wait, you remember me? Elle says, you remember me? And she goes, you won the only dance contest I've ever judged. Of course I remember you.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the second one. Oh my God.
Sentence. Yeah. I hate this movie so much.
I forgot about the whole big fucking dance thing with oh my God.
When they made out at the end and yeah.
The kiss and
it was like a Eurovision, but dance contest.
But dance, and Noah was in the audience and he saw it.
It's the premise of this movie. It's so frustrating.
What a strange callback character.
Famous. Oh, maybe it was at USC. Let's make right. Yeah. Like maybe that was like the arena at USC or something.
That might have been it.
Let's force it to make sense.
Yeah. And then we had. Are we at the regular house or beach house? I don't even know where we are now. I think it's the regular house. I think it's like this is where Noah's like packing his bag and like.
Oh, see, that's what I thought this was the beach house because they look like they're packing stuff.
Yeah. Which you're supposed to be doing all along, right? It's like
right. Do you work here? Like
yeah, and like the beach house, he had like motorcycle photos like on the wall in like his bedroom. So I guess is that just see okay. Fucking nice. Yeah. So yeah, we have a bro to bro chat here, right?
Yeah, the first one of the movie. like an hour and a half in.
They never talk to each other.
Nope.
And it's blah, blah, blah. And Noah's like, I'll always protect her. And Lee's like, yeah, what she really needed was for you to love her, So
yeah,
exactly. It gets really sappy. But then this is where we hear Noah asks, like, oh, is she going to Berkeley? And Lee's like, no, she's actually going to USC for video game design. So.
And then I love the response. That sounds about right. Does it? Based on what? Based on shoehorning video games into this third movie all of a sudden out of nowhere? Like, sure.
It's like, what?
So stupid.
And then we get some, yeah. This is like suplex of sadness.
I'll be seeing you, brother.
And then it goes to another sad memories montage, right? And this is where like, this is so weird too.
This is Elle's sad montage.
Yeah, sorry. So they're back at the beach house. Like it's like kind of packed up for the rest of this year, I guess. I don't know. It's still sunny out.
Yep.
They're in California. It never becomes winter.
Like beach house season, as far as I'm aware, in California is like March to November, right?
You're locking the place up for like 2-3 months at most.
Yes.
It's just house. So yeah, we have another super sad montage, and this one's pulling at all the heartstrings. So it's her walking through the beach house, having all these memories, and like they intersperse like actual like people into the moments, so like as memories into the scene that she's like walking from room to room and sees a family all together hanging out, whatever, them as kids. It's super sappy.
Did you catch this one line that I thought was like kind of offensive? Not like that kind of offensive, but like she's like, I realize I care about the beach house as much as I care about Noah. Which you're like, what?
It's a fucking house.
It's not even your house.
Oh my God.
So frustrating.
So frustrating. So she starts crying, and this song is terrible. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what the song is.
Yes. And also, meanwhile, the montage of this happening of like, saying goodbye to the house, and like they're all like, everyone who's leaving the house is like prepping it and leaving it in really good shape. Like they're like putting sheets over the furniture, and like, it's going to get demolished. That's the whole premise of what's happening. They're going to knock it down shortly and put up condos.
And I thought they were supposed to be like packing the place up.
Yes, you're supposed to be moving out because
Yes.
it's going to get demolished. Anything you care about is going to get crushed. And like, right?
They should have had these memory moments while she was packing stuff.
Yes, right. Like moving furniture out of the house and not putting a sheet over it.
God, yeah. So it's a super sappy montage. This song was so obnoxious too. What I need. I was like, oh my God, I need you to stop singing. I don't know who it was. It was so bad.
Yeah, and then I love how like she wraps up this, like the wrap up the montage with, she's like, I really wanted to take the picture of us as kids, but I couldn't because it'll always hang in this house forever. Is literally what she says. It's like, until it gets demolished shortly. Again, this is happening. Like you have no insider knowledge to know that it's not going to. Like,
Molly Ringwald literally sat you down and told you they're going to demolish this place.
Yes. What?
How she got accepted to Harvard and Berkeley is mind-blowing.
Yes, I completely agree. So stupid.
Oh my God. Yeah. So then that montage is over, and then we're back at the Flynn house, right?
Yeah. Well, before she like sends a quick text to Noah, she's like, you know what? I think I am going to reach out to him after all. We don't know what she's saying, but she's like, I needed him for one more favor, and that's this favor.
Yeah. And then that kind of starts making sense in the end, because I was a little confused. I was like confused about like flashbacks and timing. I was like, where did
the picture come from?
Yeah. Okay. And I'm also like, didn't they all just say goodbye, like serious goodbyes, and then they showed the scene of them getting the photo done? I was so confused.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's poorly thought out.
So we're back at the Flynn house at night, and Molly Ringwald gets a package from Elle, right? And she sends her a letter, and basically, hey, you're my new mom. Or always,
it's got mom on the outside of the envelope, and she's like, I hope you're not offended by the way I'm addressing you, but I think of you like my mom, so I'm claiming you as my mom now. And then this is where I was confused, because I thought like she opens up this package that's attached to it.
Yes.
And it's a big picture frame that matches exactly the one that we were just looking at.
Yeah. And it doesn't, so I was like, they tease you, like they don't show what it is, but you're like, oh, right. She was looking at the photos. You think she took that down and mailed it to her, but.
Right. And I was like, the picture from my own house. Thank you. Like what? Yeah. Like what? What a good gift.
So yeah, she's looking at this photo, and then you can get a sense that, I mean, right now you're like, oh, she's not going to sell the place. She's going to keep it. You get the sense that Molly Ringwald's kind of like, I'm not selling. Yeah. Second thoughts, right? So we're the Flynn house during the day, right?
Yep. She's going to say goodbye to Lee.
Yeah. And Lee's coming out. Definitely, Lee's coming out of the house with like a box, which has nothing in it. Yeah. It's definitely an empty box, because no one carries a box like that.
Yep.
And Beach Boys.
Yeah. Well, it's Beach Boys, which I love.
This whole sequence is so weird too.
Yeah. Little God only knows for you, and they start the scene with like, Elle says, "Oh, you finally fixed your tail light," and then he's like, "No, I didn't." And then they look at each other and they both go, "Noah." Why would you, like, that wasn't even a plot point.
Oh my God.
Who cares?
So we get them kind of saying goodbye, right? He's packing up his Mustang, right?
Yep. She added a new rule 35. Always call your bestie every time you miss them.
Bingo, bango.
Yeah. They're both crying now.
Yeah. More tears. We get the Beach Boys song, which is also in Love Actually, isn't it? Beach Boys
probably.
Song. So yeah, they're hugging, and then he like drives away, and it's like, okay, goodbye. This is over, right?
Yeah, I thought.
This is why I like this next couple scenes. I'm so baffled by like the timeline here. So it's this very emotional goodbye, right? And he's literally looking at her in the rearview mirror, you know, it's like, and she's there, and they're waving and waving and waving. And then little kid versions of themselves, like at different ages, like are there. Like,
right.
I guess I get what they're trying to say. It's like, oh, the little, I don't know, but it was really strange. And then like the younger versions of him were like looking out the back of the car.
Yeah.
It was just really weird. And then
it was weird.
It's just a dude in a surfboard leaving town, I guess.
Yeah, and importantly, he hangs that diamond doorknob from his rearview mirror to show that, I don't know, he's sad about the house being demolished.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So this feels so like final. It feels so like, all right, see ya. Right. Like that's it. We're done.
Like it's the end of the movie. Right.
Right. We're done. Right. So then we cut to, we're, downtown corporate building. Right. And law office or whatever, real estate thing, whatever. And she's there signing papers, and they're like, we just need one more signature to call it a deal. and she's like, and they're like, what's the problem? She's like, oh, there's no problem. I ain't fucking selling. Boom. And they're all exactly, like, what? Well, and the guy's like, you are literally walking away from millions.
Yeah. Well, they like quick cut flash to like the picture. It was the new picture of the kids. It wasn't the old one. That's right. That's what convinces her finally to pull the trigger and not sign the contract.
Yes.
But yes, you'll be walking away from millions is like the most baffling part of this whole movie. Like they're like, well, they're going to tear down every house, and she goes, except this one. Like, well, now we can't put up the condo development. God damn.
Lady, you were literally screwing up $1 million deal here, multi-million-dollar deal. Walking away from millions. Like, I don't know, take the millions and go buy another beach house somewhere else and hang the photos and hang the photos up.
Yeah, seems easy enough.
Oh my god. So yeah, so then Molly goes back to the beach house, right? And and that's when we see like she hangs up the new photo, which this is where time doesn't make any sense, and this movie ends like 5 times. So
yeah.
So then we are back at this is where I was
flashback to the photo shoot. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is where I was confused, and I was like, wait. So all of them are back together. So Noah, Lee, and Elle, right? Yeah. And this is for the photo that we just saw. But I'm like, we just say goodbye to Lee. I'm so confused. Why is this happening?
Yep. Yeah. No, this would have made sense when she texted Noah for the favor. Yeah. Like, then do this scene. Yeah. And it's okay. It's okay if we get spoiled the surprise from Molly Ringwald. I think that's okay as the viewer.
Yeah. And we still wouldn't have put it together either. Like, you would have seen them together in the photographer, but I mean, maybe it would have been like, oh, that's what the photo was, maybe. But still, you could do it real quick like they did and just move on.
Yep.
Like,
it would have been just as impactful, I think. Which
or
is none.
You know what? You don't even need that at all.
Yeah, none impactful.
You can just cut that thing, cut it out entirely. Don't need it.
Yeah, oh, that'd be great.
So yeah, I was. This is where I was confused. So it was like a flashback.
Yeah,
which completely
not to be confused with Flash Mob.
Or Flash Mob, yeah. Which also it completely deflates the Lee goodbye moment, because it's like that poorly placed flashback. So.
Yep, I agree. And she this is like I guess they did it because we didn't get to see her goodbye with Noah. That's the whole point of this scene.
Right.
Noah asks if she's going to USC. She's like, yeah, well, I've got an interview for the spring term, so hopefully it's really competitive, so I probably won't get in. You're like, but you got into Harvard. Is it more competitive than Harvard? Like, oh no, the game program at USC way more competitive than Harvard. It's like, what? And then he I love this because Noah's like, I'm sorry things didn't work out between us, and literally just like, it is what it is. And then they hug, and then it's like, he's like, don't forget me, and then she runs away, and like, that's the end.
Thanks for that deep insight, Belichick. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah. Sorry, coach.
No, it's not. It is what it is for a reason. That's a bullshit thing to say. So don't say that to anyone. Yeah. Okay. So that's that whole thing. And then we cut. She's at home, right? And she's going into the garage, and
I forgot and that's what I think I was getting at earlier. Like, how poor are they? Because they seem like they're still wealthy people as far as as far as regular humans are concerned, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've scaled it, right? Like her compared to us, she's rich, but compared to the Flynn family, she's poor.
Right, because they live in this like weird gated house still. Like they drove was like walking by like a big like barn thing. I don't know even what it was. I was confused. Like their garage.
Yeah, I think it was a garage. Yeah.
And walked by and happened to notice, is that the DDM cabinet?
Sure is.
Oh, right. I forgot the Flynns have unlimited money. So. Yes.
So Lee got her the Dance Revolution or Mania game.
Yeah, which we've got a little bit inside baseball here on how much game cabinets cost, and like a nice one like that with setup, like you're talking a few $1,000s here, easy. Which
I mean, for Lee, come on.
Yeah, I guess if you walk away from a deal worth millions,
what's a couple thousand? Yeah. What's a couple thousand? Right?
Yeah. Jesus. Like, I think that's one thing maybe they didn't really put in perspective for me. It was like, what is the scope of the Flynn's wealth in this movie?
Yeah,
they're like Bill Gates over here.
Yeah, they're doing just fine. Like, yeah.
Fascinating. And what does the dad do? Like, what does Papa Flynn do for a living? Do we like? Is he he's a lawyer or something?
I have no idea. I don't think they ever touch on it. Okay. It's like barely in the movie. Like, all three of them. He was like in it for like a scene. That's true. Yeah, like, you have no idea. You have no idea who he is.
Yeah, because Molly Ringwald's not bringing in this cash. She's a real estate agent.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably doing okay, but she's not doing.
I'm sure she's doing fine. Yeah,
but I mean, clearly she's not
millions and millions and millions here.
Apparently she could have, but she passed.
Oh, well, also, is it her name on the deed to that beach house? Like, who's?
Yeah, that's.
I think it's just because she's the real estate agent, right?
Yeah, I think so. God. Okay, so
isn't she the stepmom, or she's like their actual mom, right?
Yeah,
I thought she was like the Flynn stepmom for some reason.
I don't think so, but sure. Let's throw that thread in there.
She doesn't look anything like them. I'm sorry. I'm coming in hot.
Yeah, coming in hot.
Coming in hot at the end.
All right, so that's all done, and then we're back at USC here, right? And she's like, interview with three people at USC. Mm-hmm. And they're like, you gotta give us an idea. And she completely flubs the idea at first, right? And they're all kind of like,
when you say flubs the idea, you mean she doesn't present one.
She doesn't have one.
Like, yeah, they're like, the last thing we need from you is just pitch us a game. Any game. Could even just be a rough concept. And she's like,
got nothing. You came all this way.
Right now?
You're this hardcore video gamer, and you want to go into video games, and you don't have just a one idea.
So frustrating.
They're like, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So she's leaving, but before she leaves, she grabs the door and she's like, you know what?
Right. To create tension.
Yeah. Hang on. I do have an idea.
Yeah. I do have this one idea, but it's really just a basic concept. That's okay. They just said that was fine.
Yep. Literally could have been anything. You could have been just stole Pac-Man. Just been like, so I'm thinking there's a thing. It goes around and eats dots and fruit.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. And then I love so this is when we get that part about, well, you know how in fantasy sports, like they draft real athletes and the guy's like, I think we're all aware of how fantasy football works. Like, you don't have to explain it to us. Thanks. Like, get to your idea.
Yeah.
It's just like, she's like, fantasy sports is worth like how much in the gaming industry? And the guy's like $7 billion. She's like, right, exactly. What if we did fantasy for esports? Like, that's a thing. People like esports now. Like, that's got to be a big industry too, right? And the guy's like $2 billion. She's like, so you think between the two, mash them together? You're like, this isn't an idea.
Oh my God, it was so stupid. They're all like looking at each other like, you know what? I think she's got something here.
That's the most irritating part of all. Is like they're all acting like it's a good idea.
Oh my God, make it end.
And then they close it out with her being like, "Oh, and I had this other idea too." Like once you pop, you just don't stop, I guess.
So yeah, that went well. And then she's on campus, whatever, right? And she calls Lee and tells him that she got into USC. He's all excited.
Yep.
And then we're back at the house, and she's playing Dance Mania with her brother, and the dad comes by and sees and has a moment of like, oh, that's my girl all grown up.
Yeah, and we have to turn this into a brief montage as well, just for fun. There's like a whole dance routine scene.
Yeah, it's like, why is this going on for so long? Right.
But wait, it's not over.
6 years later.
Yeah, I was telling Thais because I was like, oh, they could have ended the movie here, like easily at that part.
Yep.
And I was like, and it kind of looked like they were about to, like we got to, like the fade to black kind of, and I was like, Thais, if they do a 20 years later right now, I'm gonna be so mad. And it pops up and it's like 6 years later. I was like,
flipping tables over. What the fuck? Just end the movie.
I was like, I forgot. They do have to show her with her actual short hair at some point.
Yeah. So she's got short hair because, as we all know, her head was shaved for a different movie. So now I guess it's just her real hair grown out a bit.
Yep. Lee and Rachel did get back together apparently after college,
and they're getting married again. They're getting married. Yep.
That's right.
And yeah, they're all hanging out, and Lee moved back to LA, right? And then they come across the kissing booth, the original kissing booth. There you go, but it's back.
They didn't use my idea, which would have been smart. I guess if you didn't, my idea is only good if you don't factor in that the Flints have unlimited money.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Like, yeah,
they didn't need to raise money to save the beach house. It's just they walked away from that deal anyway. So they have to shoehorn a kissing booth in somehow, and this is how they do it.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, they're still doing the kissing booth. Oh,
yeah, like we're all saying as the audience, they're still doing this.
Oh God. So and then Noah shows up all suited up.
Quick note on the kissing booth. I was like, really, because she's like kind of waxing on about it for a little bit. She's like, oh, like I get the rush from my first kiss that was at the booth. I'm like, she kind of wants to go make out with those kids, doesn't she?
Once you get
don't
the
do
itch,
it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Once you get the itch, though, Jesus Christ.
Sorry. So then, Noah shows up in his fancy suit and calls her Shelly. Which, did he ever do that in either of the movies?
I know, right? Because like we know her name is
Rochelle.
Rochelle. But did he? No, he never.
I don't think he ever once called her Shelly until just now. Did you catch that?
I didn't actually.
It was so frustrating. He rolls up. Oh, hey, Shelly.
Who is that?
What? That's not like a pet name that you've been calling her.
3 movies you've not like. Is that the show like change? Like show that they're older or something? Like
I don't know. Like Shelly is less of an adult name than Elle is, I think.
Yeah, and he's been calling her Elle the entire 3 trilogy.
Yes.
Baffling decisions here at the end.
Truly.
So he says congrats to Rachel and Lee about their engagement, right? And then Lee and Rachel just exit stage left. That's it. We're done with them.
We're gonna go get some churros. Okay. Glad you were here.
Yeah. And he's going on about how he's got a job at a law firm, right? He's got to pick either New York or LA, right?
Yeah. He's like, but I'm still a rebel at heart. But I got these powerful law firm jobs competing for each other for me.
I was hoping he was gonna be like, I'm moving to New York and I'm gonna roommate with Marco. Big plot twist.
Yeah, no, Marco is a colossal failure at this point.
Yeah, he's
I'm assuming.
Yes,
since they didn't show him at the end.
So,
New York, shoot him up, spit him out.
So, she's developing video games now. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm working at a small company. A lot of creative freedom. Pretty happy.
She's got her own motor. Yeah,
good.
That's great. She's got her own motor scooter now, right? Motorcycle. So
yep. Yep. And then they make plans, when I'm in town again, we should go for a ride together.
Yeah, and then he walks away and they have an awkward hand goodbye thing.
They do.
And then we watch him walk up the steps slowly, and she's longing and staring and waiting. Yeah. Yeah, it's a throwback to the airport scene from the second one or first one. The first one, yeah. End of the first one, where we're like, oh, if he turns around, whatever, right?
Yeah. And I love I'll call you if you've got time. I've got time. What? Like just bad writing. Anyway, sorry.
No, is that Vince or is that J.S. Arnold? Who do you think wrote that line?
I think it was Vince.
I'm giving that to Vince on that one.
Yeah. It's definitely not Beth Reekles.
No, probably not. So he walks up the stairs. It's very dramatic. He stops at the top of the steps, and we're all waiting. Is he going to turn around? Yeah. Cue the super sappy music. He turns around. They look at each other, and then they wave.
Yeah, this Bye. Time he does.
Bye.
Yeah, see ya. But then not really.
Not over yet.
Seemingly.
Yeah. This movie's ended like 5 times.
One more scene.
So then she's doing a voiceover, like the memory thing, right? More voiceover. I think it was all from the trailer. And then it's the two of them riding on motorcycles on the highway, coastal highway there in California. And they literally ride off into the sunset.
And her last line is, all of this happened because, the kissing booth, like, what? I know what.
She didn't want to say
there's so many things happen.
She didn't want to say the title of the movie. That's why.
And all this happened because the Kissing Booth 3.
The end. Elfine.
Literally fade to black.
Yep.
You're like, what?
Speechless. Speechless. I have no...
What an epic conclusion.
Oh my god. So yeah, that's it. Well, that's not the entire, I mean, that's the movie, but then we go to the credits and there's outtakes and bloopers and cut scenes, I guess. Like they did didn't they do this for the second one or something? Or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, they think they did this for all of them.
Yeah. And
and there's nothing notable.
Other than the fact that she's definitely high. Knowing that, you're like, this is funnier.
Yeah, they're definitely like not worth watching. Like listeners, if you're gonna go watch this movie, which I don't recommend you do, you can just when it fades to black, shut it off.
Just shut it off.
Save yourself an extra 3 minutes.
When Lee says goodbye from his car ride, just shut it off there.
Yeah, even better. Shut it off there. Leave yourself a little mystery.
Yep. It's okay.
Yeah, assume the house gets demolished. Assume she doesn't get into USC. Like,
that's
yes,
it.
You're better off that way.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can't recommend this one. So the trilogy of trilogies of all the trilogies ever, we're done. We did it. We made it through it.
Yeah.
What a stupid movie. I felt it's like I
feel worse, like a worse person for having seen it.
Yeah, that's it. So I guess we'll just close that out, right?
Yeah. Wrap it up. Don't watch it, listeners. If you haven't, don't bother.
I think what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna end this like 4 or 5 times. We'll end it. We'll start ending it, and then we'll start again, and then re-end it. Like our own outro will have like 3 different endings.
Yeah, can you do like an audio montage from like the whole episode so far? Like get a couple of random clips thrown in at the end.
Yeah, like we're going through.
Remember they said that?
Remember that funny thing we said?
Yeah.
Oh, boulevards. That's right. Russ hates boulevards.
They did a whole roads bit.
And if I end up cutting that, then this will make no sense.
Right, perfect. We're gonna need a montage.
An audio montage. Okay, yeah, that's it. So thanks everyone for listening. We did it. We made it. We'll be back next week with a new full movie, right?
Well, trailer trash next week.
Sorry, trailer trash. Yeah, so we'll be back next week with a new movie, trailer trash. Meantime, though, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That, or ITMT Pod on Twitter, and wherever you listen, subscribe, follow, whatever.
But we're not over. While you're subscribing and following, you can also be reviewing. Leave us 5 stars, maybe a comment or 2, say something nice. Russ and I could really use it.
Yeah.
Really in a dark place right now. Or send us a long form compliment. If you're feeling like boosting our spirits, send an email to itsthismeetsthat@gmail.com, or you can go to the website. The episode's still not over, and you can go find all the other episodes that also didn't end for quite some time. More information about me and Russ, all of our social media links, whatever you want. It's thismeetsthat.com.